This is Kathy. Kathy is getting herself all dolled up for tea. She has been planning this get-together for weeks. She and her friends are going to discuss the complicated world of politics. You see, since they barely got the right to vote, they figured it would be better to make the decision together. Later, they will ask their husbands if this is a good choice. They wouldn't want to make a mistake, now would they? Ah, now that everyone is here, the ladies can begin their tea. Firstly, there is small talk, as there should be. Jane asks Kathy, how does she keep her house so clean? Oh, giggles Kathy, well, it's easy ever since Richard bought me a vacuum cleaner. The ladies all commended Kathy on her good fortune. Yes, adds Linda, my Harry bought me a washing machine, and now chores are a snap. It really is an everyday miracle. The women all laugh courteously at Linda's humor, but their merriment is cut short. This is Dolores. She's what people nowadays call a flapper. Flappers are women who like to call themselves free, but all they really do is act in a crude and unladylike manner. They smoke, drink excessively, and say horribly vulgar things. For example, when Dolores walked into the room, the first thing she said was, "Ha! You want to talk about new inventions? Try the diaphragm, now that is an everyday miracle." Ladies, everyone is aware that sex and birth control exist and are a regular part of life, but talking about such things in public is very rude, not to mention inappropriate. People like Dolores like to flaunt their bodies in order to get what they want. Dolores sits down at the tea with neither grace nor poise. The fact that she also arrived to a party she wasn't even invited to in the first place shows very bad form. Kathy immediately makes this obvious in a cordial and diplomatic manner, but Dolores ignores the host and goes on laughing vulgarly. The women are all scandalized by her blatantly obscene behavior. Well, not all of them. You can see a glimmer of curiosity in Linda's eyes. She is intrigued by this loud woman. Oh, Linda, you should have never even wondered. The next day, Kathy is very excited. You see, she has a job interview. She is going to apply for a job as a stenographer. The best part of it all is that Linda also has a job interview as a secretary at the same company. The two women had made plans to meet at the office at 8 on the nose. However, when Kathy arrives, there is no one in sight. She checks her watch, but it is in fact 8 o'clock. Kathy takes a seat and wonders if perhaps Linda was already doing the interview. After waiting patiently for a few minutes, Kathy is met with a repulsive sight. Coming out of the office is a woman with short hair, a shorter dress, much taller heels, and disheveled clothing. A flapper is a most indecent sight at the office. However, the biggest shock to Kathy is the fact that this harlot is her very good friend, Linda. "Linda!" she cries. Linda notices Kathy and rushes towards her, babbling about how she got the job and about how free she felt. Kathy, disgusted, averts her eyes, as she should, and begins to think of ways to help Linda get through this horrid stage. After such a long day, Kathy is exhausted. Luckily, she has just the thing to help her unwind. She and Jane had plans to go out for dinner. Kathy is on her way to pick her up, but she doesn't recognize the address Jane gave her. Eventually, she reaches her destination and finds that she is at an illegal bar known as a speakeasy. Timidly, she enters to find Jane, hoping there was a mistake. Unfortunately for Kathy, it was no mistake. Jane is right in the middle of the bar, screaming obscenities with who else but Dolores. Kathy, frustrated, goes up to Dolores to tell her off about the terrible influence she is. But Dolores, already drunk, simply ignores Kathy and laughs. Kathy gives a few tries to convince Jane to leave the bar. Jane giggles, already tipsy, and implores Kathy to stay for a while. Kathy tries to stay a minute or two, if not simply to watch over her friend, when she notices how lewd Dolores is acting. Disgusted, she begs Jane to leave, but Jane laughs and calls Kathy a prude, insulting her decent nature. Kathy leaves the bar in a huff. Kathy is getting all dolled up for another tea. Notice she is wearing clothing similar to a flapper's. She is not headed off to a speakeasy or on a date, but she is keeping up with the times. Flapper clothing is very flattering, and when used as a fashion statement alone, perfectly acceptable. Kathy is very excited about her get-together. This time, however, she invited women with much stronger characters who were capable of keeping their decorum in every situation. Kathy is proud to have such womanly and decent friends, unlike certain other people. She wonders what may have become of them since they began acting like Dolores. Oh well, shrugs Kathy, it can't be anything good.